Yo, what up folks, MTG here, and today we're taking a look at Abzan Legends. You might be familiar with the Esper Legends deck, kind of like cropped up, kind of been translated over from Standard to Pioneer. But this is an Abzan version, Abzan Legends. Also, you could call it Abzan Humans, or Thalia Tribal, we are playing 8 of them. Let's get into it. So, the idea with these Legends decks is to utilize the power of Mox Amber. You then rapidly accelerate your 3 and 4 drops out, and we've got some pretty powerful ones to do that with. To enable that, we've got Skrell Defectormite, 4 copies here. That gives you a bunch of protection versus your opponent's removal, or can help you get through versus the likes of Mono Green, where you just need to push through damage. The other one drop we're playing here that is legendary and is a human is Avia Pashuri. There's some abilities that kind of like scale into the late game where you can make servos, but really she's here as another one drop for Mox Amber, and also she's a human which can get buffed up and powered up with some of our other stuff. There is also 4 copies of Thalia's Lieutenant. Hey, every creature except from Skrell pretty much is a human, and so it's just worth including. It's obviously a massive power buff to all the humans. And along those lines, we have our classic kind of here are 4 Thalias. Amazing. Important sequencing, play the Mox Amber before the Thalia, of course. Otherwise, that's a bit of a non-bo. But just so good at shutting your opponents down, and that's kind of what this version of the deck is trying to do. So we've got Thalia, which is Great Disruption. We've also got another Thalia, which is another Great Disruption card. We've got Tomik here, which, you know, comes up every now and again, but is a flying attacker in the air, which is really, really handy, that you can then buff up. We have 2 copies of Jirina, kind of a new addition. White-black for a 2/2. ETP exile target player's graveyard, so gives you some nice graveyard interaction, but also has this protection ability. Sacrifice Jirina, humans you control gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. We have a lot of durability in this deck and kind of ways to keep our creatures alive. We've been between Skrell, Jirina, and then our next card as well, Malaria the Living Cure. Green-white for a 3/3, so already a really big beat stick to kind of put pressure on our opponents with. If you would get poison counters, instead you get one and you can't gain additional ones, which, okay, yeah, sure, that's not going to come very often. However, exile Malaria the Living Cure, choose another target creature or artifact when it's put into a graveyard this turn, return that card to the battlefield under its owner's control. Classic, like, Safi Eric's daughter ability, but yeah, gives you some protection from your larger creatures, which is really, really awesome, as well as just being a huge threat to pressure your opponents with. So that's when things start to get interesting. Our ideal start really is that we go, like, 1 drop, and then have the Mox Amber to go and make a 3 drop on turn 2, or a 4 drop on turn 3. So you've got 4 copies of Adeline, obviously a staple of the humans deck. 1 white, X4, Paradox equals the number of creatures you control, but then whenever you attack for each opponent, create a 1/1 human creature token that's tapped and attacking them. So, is amazing. We also have 3 copies of General Kudro. Other humans you control get +1/+1, so it's like a human lord. Whenever another human enters the battlefield, exile a card from an opponent's graveyard. So again, some more disruption and interaction for opponent stuff. And it also has this ability to sacrifice 2 humans, destroy a target creature power 4 or greater. And so Adeline makes human tokens which you can sacrifice. We have some humans lying around anyway, of course, like a bunch of humans. But then we also have Torens will make human tokens as well. This is a little bit more off the beaten track here, but it's an amazing one to play, especially off of Mox Amber on turn 2, to then start accruing value with. So 1 green-white for a 2/2, has training, and then whenever you cast a creature spell, create a 1/1 green and white human soldier creature token with training. And the training ability, again, if you're attacking with it and a creature with greater power, it gets a +1/+1 counter. And so you build up a little bit of an army here. You can pitch those, you can sacrifice those tokens to General Kudro if you need to. Obviously, you're buffing them up with Kudro itself, with Thalia's Lieutenant. It's great, it's awesome. And then the 4 drop, and one of the reasons for playing this deck, is Thalia and the Gitrog Monster. 4 copies here, it's the kind of centerpiece card. 1 white, black, green, so one of the Abzan colors. First rate Death Touch is a 4/4 by itself. You can play an additional land on each of your turns. Okay, we're not actually using the additional land ability to its fullest here, but creatures and non-basic lands your opponent control enter the battlefield tapped, which is really, really strong, especially versus some of those like Fires decks. Stops your opponent blocking, and it stops your opponent getting to those rats. Like, we've got a ton of disruption in this deck, which is really awesome. Whenever it attacks, sacrifice a creature or land, then draw a card. So hey, you can kind of, like, if you get flooded, you can sack some extra lands. To kind of facilitate having 4 Thalias in deck, we are playing 23 lands as well, so we are trying to get to 4 mana, and sometimes you don't have the Mox Amber. One of the awesome things with Legends, actually, is that you get to take advantage of some of the channel lands, and we're playing 2 each of a Django and a Boseiju. Because we're playing a pile of legendary creatures, it's often just a single mana to activate these abilities. Django, taps for white obviously, but channel deals 4 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. Again, 1 less to activate for each legendary creature control, and obviously Boseiju, destroy target artifact, enchantment, or non-basic land opponent controls, deal with Nykthos, deal with Fires, all kinds of stuff. Then we have a suite of green-white lands, 4 Rage of Virtual and 3 copies of Temple Garden. And then we get to use Plaza of Heroes here, which is really, really awesome. Taps for mana of any color to cast a legendary spell. Taps for mana of a color among legendary opponents you control. So we'll actually give you the green and white for Boseiju and Django once you have green and white creatures in play. And then also has this 3-tap exile ability, target legendary creature gets hexproof and indestructible to end a turn. Another piece of protection. And then we have 4 Enclaimed Territory and 4 Secluded Courtyard, kind of our creature type lands. We're naming humans 95% of the time. Occasionally you may need to name Phyrexian or Skrelv, but that's okay. We'll go into the sideboard and hop into the best of the ranked games. If you're not already, please do subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it. So, 3 copies of Portable Hole, we'll see versus aggro decks. 2 copies of Rest in Peace, Graveyard Shenanigans, Grisang, that kind of thing. Redan plays a really important role here, both versus like control decks, things like fires, and also mono green. The big powerful thing is non-creature spells your opponent's cast with mana value 4 or greater cost 2 more to cast. So things like Supreme Violence cost 6, something like Storm the Festival costs 8. It's amazing. There's a very slim chance you play it on the other side. Set to shield 3 and a white. If a source an opponent controls would deal damage to you or opponent you control, prevent one of it. And then also, if you or a permanent you control becomes a target of a spell or ability and opponent controls, counter unless they pay 1. It's very, very niche, but maybe you get yourself in a really sticky situation. We have 3 copies of, so there's a 4th Portable Hole hanging out down here, sorry. 3 copies of Wedding Announcement, obviously is a great alternate plan. Once your opponent's going to be pulling in more creature removal post-board, hey, Wedding Announcement, accrue some value, and then you get the Anthem effect. Camball is another really cool reason to play this deck. When an opponent casts a non-creature spell, that player loses 2 life, you gain 2 life. I was very close to including these in the main, but they are a little slow versus some of the decks in the format. I couldn't justify it. And then, just absolutely brutal, we have 2 copies of Urza's Ruinous Blast. It costs 5 mana, but it exiles all non-land permanents that aren't legendary. It's just a massive KO, amazing versus green, amazing versus those fire decks that tend to go, like, will start popping off and going super wide. It's so, so good, and one, again, just another amazing reason to play this deck. It does require us to have a legendary creature in play, but yeah, amazing. Right, let's hop into some ranked games. Alright, first match with Abzan Legends. See what we're up against. Doom the die roll, always important. And has 1 card we can cast. Ship it back. Okay, this is interesting. Oh, Plaza. Let me just keep this, put a land back. Seems fine. We have white mana here, but not for the far. We could just keep 1 Plaza. Yeah, I think that's fine. Maybe I'm putting too much value in Boseiju. We're gonna need 3 lands anyway, actually. Just play consistently. Consistency. Make this taps, keep him guessing. Make him think we're on Angels or something like that. Okay. Yeah, Rivals could be tough. I say that. The reason I say that is because more to 6 and getting thought seized. But let's see, digital land. I'll play one of the plazas. Need to give them any information about the Django. And then it makes sense logically to play the Adeline before the General, but we'll see what happens. This at least won't be like easily fatal pushed, which you can feel good about. Didn't run into one of the like 2 people still playing main deck Liliana, so just absolutely rinse this. But hey, this is fine, right? Yeah. We could Via, make Kudro. I'll puff this. Needs to be a little bit. This actually is good because it lets us get through the Bankbuster. Don't get blown out by that. I can still block the token, but yeah, there we go. This is acceptable. Maybe next time we have mana, we can activate the General Kudro ability, sacrifice a V and the token to get rid of this if they try and like crew it. Okay, they've gone main phase here and they've flipped to go in. So I think fine. Might actually be a game where we get to activate a V, but So, I'll play this on healing, so we've got a white source. 3 to create a 1/1, or 5 to create a XX next to them. This still attacks through this, which is great. Or we could pitch the Jirina to add to his ability. We could think about it. Into combat. I'll attack here. The other thing is this gets way worse if they have a push, but... Oh well. Not necessarily even way worse, just we'll feel bad. Green. Colorless. Colorless. We'll make a 1/1 first, I think. And then... Yeah, I'm pretty sold on this. We are losing out on a lot. The thing is that we'll be in a decent position to... It just depends what they untap with, I guess. Alright. Hit them down to 10. If they untap make Shield Dread, I think we're actually kind of fine, because it still attacks quote unquote through it. Not actually, but nearly. I mean, it does the death, that's just what I'm saying. Just making the giant here. Okay. See what we draw. Okay, Thalia and Gitrog is a nice one. Just cast this pre-combat. Send into the red zone here. They're at 10. This becomes 5, 6, 7. That's not math. I'm not gonna set a general. We'll see. Thalia, by the way, having first strike and death touch makes it a massive wall anyway. And we'll get to cash in one of these lands for a card. We have 5 cards in hand, but we're you know, I don't want to say anything, I don't want to jinx anything. But looking okay. Partner sets, yeah. Land here isn't actually great. It means we're in a interesting spot. I'm kind of fine attacking them both and sacrificing the plaza. 3 or 5. Just leaving ourselves open to getting blown out of the water. I don't think so. Not with the plaza in play. Yeah, there we go. They know. Right, game 2. This is red black, so not really interested in the potable holes or the rest of the pieces. Redain, they're not really playing expensive. It's the sorceries, all their interactions pretty low. I think I'm interested in are pretty much just the wedding announcements, actually. Yeah, so many good cards of creatures, it's not really worth bringing. Be less fans of. So, a V is great with Mox Amber, but isn't doing tons else. Trimming a little bit down, like cutting a Thalia here would be pretty reasonable. Move things out a bit. I think I'm going to do that. Despite it being a new cool card. It's great. Maybe this is just... I kind of like cutting the Avias because they are just so low impact by themselves. The great on Mox Amber, I think that's like... Alright, if your opponent's playing like interaction. That's like the power of it coming in game one. On the play, I actually think it's worth maybe having in the deck still. And then, God, I still kind of want to trim Thalia. Obviously, it's legendary, which is why I'm trying to balance the numbers. We're playing like four Guardian of Thrabans, 4 Adelines. They're just so powerful. I think this is correct. So I'm gonna do. All right. It's one of those things where like, oh, new deck, want to test out the card, see how it performs. Obviously, really kid, but the possibility of being clunky. We still have like a turn 3 Thalia here. You know. Alright. With some protection with the Drainer too. Oh, this is even getting better. Alright. I'm gonna make Scrub. I'm not gonna show the Mox Amber. Turn 2 Wedding Announcement would also be totally fine. Alright, what we got? Edge, Giant, Scrub away. Wait, does this make this hand unplayable? Ew. The colours aren't actually on our side here. Oh dear. Alright. Okay, this is an awful keep. Jeez. I had a bit of faith. We're on the draw. We're still, it's obviously not over yet, but we are behind. Still going to speed things up a bit to the third land. They might not even let us block with the token, to be fair. We're in a spot where we need to basically chump. Yeah. I've not had a problem casting as well as I get, so I just looked at the hand and was like, oh yeah, we got 2 lands, we got 2 drops, 3 drops. Instead the double Mox Amber is a touch like that. Alright, cool. I wouldn't forget that game 2 ever happened. That'd be great, thanks. I should have mulliganed. Okay, run it back. Bringing Vias back in, I don't think so. Blast. I kinda like having 1 copy of Ruinous back. Go down 1 here. It's an interesting one where like you want extra copies if they get removed, but also if you just get stuck with a bunch of cards stranded in your hand. Not great. We will obviously choose to play. So you return 2 Malaria, and then we will be able to cast these when we get 3 or 4 lands. I think we keep it. Don't want to take too much like pain away from the last couple of games we played. It's gonna be okay. Make this on human as well. We have to. Play the mirror kind of into the fatal push. Alright, good. So far, so good. They're also not able to be gianted, but is up for if we acted away. 3, 3, 4, 3. Still kind of think it's right to play Adeline before Kudro, even though we've got 2 copies of this, because the creatures they can play. General Kudro can't attack through most of them. Okay, this is fine. We should go ahead and make Thalia. We don't want to get this in play. No. I like this one. I need to eat the token here, but totally fine. We'll see. Yeah, ideally Thalia prevents them at making like a Shield Dread or like powerful 4-drop here. They got rid of a Colligan's Command, which is nice. Good to see that. That's a Kanzan. Castle's gonna enter. Well, you know, boom. They did have the swamps, so doing work. I'm really interested in how these which way around these triggers go. I am a little worried. Go ahead and make General Kudro. We will exile the K command. I'm gonna make these attacks. What I actually want to do is sacrifice the token. Okay, drawing to me is okay. I was just like, the triggers will work the way we want them to, right? Right? Okay. I'm a little worried about Extinction Event, but we'll see. Invoke. Okay, no. I was like, we'll find lands. But, okay. Obviously, takes out the general. We have another one. They have another place on the board. Okay, upgrade our Trespasser. Which can't block, but which will take them to 12. 4, 5, 6. Oh, I did it. Let's just make sure this works. Yeah, it'll be fine. I'm just going to do this like I wanted it. So let's just use the Malaria to eat. Alright, and the Kudro here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure it's set up now. We can play the second creature. Would you land for it? Alright, there we go. Red, black in the bin. Alright, see you next game. Alright, second match. Yeah, nice match versus red, black though. Well, completely ignore that second game. You ever look at a hand and you're like, yeah, this is totally great. And you like look at it again once you actually kept and you're like, oh, hang on. One of those moments. This is an interesting one. Land heavy, but we have like Thalia, Thalia's Lieutenant. You know, gonna keep it. We have a lot of mana sources though. We're on the draw. I think it's fine to hold it. We'll still keep the Amber. We'll just play it before we play this. Who knows? Ooh, looks to just be blue-white control. Could potentially be the blue-white Silver deck, which has been getting some popularity. I should hopefully have a video coming out on that later this week. Alright, Thalia should hopefully slow them down, and we'll be able to make a Thalia that Gitrog Monster next turn, slow them down even more, hopefully. That's the plan anyway. Let's cast this pre-combat. The danger is that if Thalia somehow miraculously dies, we actually have lands to feed to this as well, then we can't cast this. Okay. Ah, it was a Behold, okay. I was a little worried this was a Doomscar. Fine, fine. Okay, they're running low on lands, I guess. See, I didn't actually check what how they screwed off the Behold. I should have been looking. They have Verdict's mana, but they're on 18. They're on 18. Those aren't words. Next. It's pretty close. We have the plaza. I think as long as we hold the plaza up, we're fine. Easy 4 mana. I'm gonna play out the Thalia's Lieutenant, I think. And we'll see what we draw off the Thalia and Gitrog Monster. On 10, that's not a ton of insurance. Alright, I think we stick like this. This way, if they verdict, we get to keep one of our things alive with the plaza. You do have to worry slightly about, like, Cellar Wreckage, but... Okay. Or, alternatively, what's the best way to play around... No, they can't cast Wandering Emperor, or Cellar Wreckage. They can cycle for another Shot Typhoon. Alright, I think we just play for lethal. If they make a shark, it comes to battle tapped as well. We're not plazing anymore, so I think that we... 5, 6, 7. 1, 2. I'm just gonna play the things. Yeah. We have a malaria. Excuse me. He played around at once, he just rage. This is a classic tale. Ooh, okay. Oh, Thalia gets changes equations. The big one. Kind of neat. Flash. Cool. Alright, we're in a spot. I'm interested. No, I'll take one draw step. We don't have any companies or anything like that to really catch us back up, so I think we might just be a step. But they're on 3. It's a game 2. Yeah, I think we just spend one more turn holding plaza up. Don't rush it. I was trying to count and did a bad job. So this is where we want the Campbells. This is where we want the Redains to prevent those verdicts, those he holds as well at catches too. Nice stuff. So she's just going to get indestructible as proof. The Ashiras are so low impact. They can kind of like sort of start making tokens and stuff later on. think it's actually not the worst. What is add? I think to me it comes out it's a bit awkward that flying's not actually here. Then we're gonna unclutter our legendary creatures. Which still leaves us with a decent amount to cut. I think these do. And then one. These I do like stuff. I ship 61 cards, am I? No, I think actually I cut a land here. We're playing 23, which is pretty high. And it's kind of to facilitate Thalia being able to like sacrifice and draw cards and stuff. Not a problem with Life is Runity. And also just wanting a slightly higher spell density as control. Okay, nice. We've got scrolled into some pretty nice relevant things. Need to draw a land, but fine. I could look at putting more Adrenas in the sideboard for more Raptors, actually, I think. We're looking to do that. Oh, okay. This is kind of nice. I'm going to be disciplined and the scroll's going to sit here so we don't get lay down arms or similar. So that's a Seachrome Coast. Okay. Simpler than this then. What's that with the Redeem? That's what I mean about drawing 2 copies of legendary creatures. I didn't talk about it too much. We're basically splashing the black mana for Thalia, Camball, Jarina off of the 12 kind of multicolor lands. Which so far has been okay. But we'll see how it works out for us. Alright, wedding announcement coming down and sticking is nice. Sure. Dark. I'm still kind of kicking myself about getting a bit too greedy game 1. But we live and try and learn. Yeah. So, Temporal Down comes down, picks up the Mox Amber tokens, that leaves us with some stuff, which is cool. We'll play the new Scrolv out. Make them feel silly. This thing to worry about, but a lot of our best cards are at 3. So fine. Oh, really want to draw these ones. This time I'm going to try and draw cards off Wedding Announcement. I'm going to do this, and if they cycle a shard, I think I'll give the Redain, like, section. I'll pay mana for it. It's a little awkward. You can blow the 1/1. We'll get to draw a card off of this. We're getting down it. At 1 poison. We'll look card deeper at any rate. Okay. There's 7 cards. We've largely cycled shards, I think, this game. 12 goes. Okay, attack into the 3/4. That's a big Django Telegraph. Oh, attack. Do a backup one. Just gonna cash it. Yeah, if they have like... Normally there's like 2 copies of the car unless you pay 2. I literally have some sat in a pile next to me and can't remember the name. Anyway. Okay. This plaza is going to have to do a lot of work here. I'm pretty good about his attack still. The Redain's doing actually tons of work right now. Keeping them off Behold the Multiverse, keeping them off of potential Wandering Emperor is huge. If they find a way to somehow get rid of it, we will absolutely just make another one. Okay, they do that. In the 6th. Way. New Redain. Put the Campbell out. If they'd rather just untap Slam Thalia. Yeah, it's out 2 things. We're getting a token this time. Okay. We're still kind of like safe against the Doomscar farewell thing. There is a verdict. Ah, you got me. Going to cast this protection? No. I'll hold on these for now. Alright. Second verdict. What about breakfast? 11 these. Afternoon tea. What about all them? We're in a spot of bother. They've got 4 cards left. You can change the equation. Absolutely. I'm just gonna play this out. It starts left as a 3-3 now. And I'll hold the chair. Oh, sorry. Okay. This way, might not go our way. Lockdown picks it up. This is the one thing is that maybe if we played like you change the build up a little bit and play like as a company deck, but with full company, full Mox Amber, and wanting to play like 22, 23 lands, start getting to pretty, I don't know, interesting ratios. Probably the best way to go. Alright. Like, cat spells keep coming and they don't stop coming. We'll know when they don't have any more cat spells because they're like Hall the Storm Giants or something like that. So this is probably like a Starnheim Unleashed. That's fair. We did manage to build an aggro deck by changing the equation is really good against us. Oh, like, pretty good. We have like 1 life draw, or like half a life draw.
You know what?
Well, like 1 draw step to be reasonable. We're kind of out of it. If they have everything they need already, then we're in a spot bot. Think about it. Okay. Yeah, this is probably. I think as soon as they have an answer for this, we don't get a small cast.
We need to move quickly.
Because this camera Kudro can't even attack. So. We don't have any basic stuff. Alright. We get a clue out of it. It's not nothing. Got the clue. May I please have an Adeline? Okay. Adeline's actually a pretty big threat. They're on 11 and we've got 2 copies of Wedding Festivity in play. Kind of buffing the tokens. So, you know. Is that... I promise we won't be sat here for 30 minutes. Probably. The always, should I concede yet? Should I concede yet? Still can't attack here. Alright, they don't do anything, which is... I don't know if that's good or bad. They now have 6 cards in hand. I imagine everyone's just turned the video off already. I'll be honest. Alright. Fair play. Yeah, game 1 we just overextended when we had kind of everything we needed. And... got a bit greedy. Game 2, yeah. That's tough, that's tough. I think I'll play one more. Alright, match number 3. Yeah, that was a rough game as a blue-white. That is fair. Doesn't make you think about, like, adding the company stuff in. Going down to maybe, like, 3 Thalias and then stringing them around to make room for them. God. This, I think we keep, would look much nicer with the Mox Amber, of course, but we still have a reasonable things going on. Opponent's on the play. That's Gigantha. And the Bugbear. This looks like Randall Sacrifice. But could also protect. There's some. It could not be, but that is the most likely thing based on this start, I think. Okay. Oh, it looks like it's Hogak. Fair enough. You don't see Hogak with Gigantha very often. The reason for that is that well, people have kind of gone off Burning Tree Emissary and the Explorer version a bit. It's backwards and forwards. I wouldn't have expected. Obviously didn't expect this. You can actually make the Tomics that goes in the air. They're just all creatures. The Atomic will Stonewall the Clarion Spirit, making spirits. Oh well, it'll make spirits, but yeah. Let's see. So Demolition, and then do we have the payoff? Inspector. First Spirit. Okay, so they don't have any of the. They don't have the Loxodon, and they don't have the Eos guy. I can't names. I'm gonna try and keep up somehow, which is a bit tough. Thinking about how we want to try and do that. I'm gonna make the Torren. We're just gonna try and go wide, kind of match. I will attack in the air with the Atomic. They could also have a Leosaur. That is the other thing. But we are pretty dead to the Leosaur no matter what. We haven't seen one. Oh. There's a Leosaur. Alright, alright. So, keep flying. 15, 19, 21. I really want the Torens to live. We can block this and live, right? 15, 17. I say live, we're on 2 and we don't have anything. We're pretty dead this game, I think. Mostly blocking like 2 of the damage. We're still way behind on board. If we block 2 of the damage, we go to 4. And then... oh, it'd be 3 of the damage. We get to 5. That keeps us more alive. Yeah, okay. Right. Yeah. Okay. Good game too. Right. That's tough. Gonna get ran over. Basically just want these portable holes. And thinking about what we want to cut here. The match where you do want not want Janina at all. It's not really looking to protect stuff. I was actually probably going against the cut around the edges. You need to be on the play here. The hard deck on the draw when you're on the draw and they're on the play is really rough. I was like, oh sweet, they don't have any of the convert payoffs. If they just have Elias already, then they're also pretty up the creek. I'll copy of this deck up to play like a small little pioneer event near me tomorrow. Oh well, thanks today. When it is posted. Epician. Yeah. Okay, so Thailand's good to see. There's on human. Lyra is a pretty big wall. Interestingly enough, this is also a matchup with the Scrubs are pretty bad. Lots of thinking. We want to go Torrens and then start making creatures. Oh, they have a double issue. Do they have a white land to go with it? They do not. Okay. Try and save us some life then. So here's the Torrens. Go. Yeah, there's a lot going on. Interesting. Do they draw the land? Or do they just again not have a... I guess if they have a common creature they can still do it now. Yeah. What thought to... If you've not seen this Boris Hogak deck, I've got a video on it if you want to go take a look. The version I was playing does not have the Asaur, but everything else is pretty much very similar. Basically chop and change the Burning Emissaries. Because you don't have Reckless Bushwhacker on Arena, the Leosaur does not do as much. Oh, sorry. The Burning Emissary doesn't do as much, Leosaur, which makes the Leosaur better. So. Okay. Yeah. I think this just wants to eat the flyer. And then we'll... Oh, there's Lieutenant. Frigga. At... This is an interesting resource game. I'll happily chuck the Malira under the Venerated Loxodon. Feel pretty good about that. Got another one. Oh. New Loxodon just dropped. Ooh, okay. The General. Here comes the General. Alright, well. Got an army. We're gonna keep building. Try and keep the stone wall up. Okay, fine. Alright. Yeah. The creatures are growing. It's a weird game. We do get to start shooting down these Loxodons with General Kudro soon. Clarion Spirit makes flyers. They hit a second land, which is tough, because that means that they can Leosaur. But we have some stuff going on. Clarion Spirit. These all have training, so they're all getting bigger if I attack with them. How many blockers they're gonna have? What does that look like? 2, 3, 4. Probably enough. We're getting like 3 attackers, 3? Not gonna be enough damage. Not yet, not nearly enough. They are doing some counting. Emalera just dropped. Huh. 2, 3, 4, 5. They're gonna keep making flyers. We're in a bit of trouble. Mine time 11. I think we have to pass, and then we will maybe, if they do some weird, if they do make some attacks, we might do some. It might be time to block and General Kudro some stuff. This is rough. It has gone wider. Maybe the game's gonna get like this, and the actual way to win is like the Urza's Ruthless Blast, but it seems pretty optimistic, so I'm putting it in. Yeah. Right, this is the sort of Resonator as well. Which is going to provoke some action. They have, at the moment, they've got three flying attacks. And they've got more creatures on the ground than us. Need a pretty good draw. Oh, this is okay in a way. Basically, I think our only line to victory is if they go like Leosaur and then make some bad attacks. And then we get to blow stuff up with this guy after blocking. Which still probably leaves us in a pretty poor position. Yeah, they're going to do this instead. Which I say, boo. Yeah, oh, I don't know. Now they have a ton of flyers though, and now they for sure just get us. Alright, well, these last couple of matches have not been the greatest. We can maybe play our own temporary lockdowns. This is aggro, our twos aren't actually great. Giving us something that we can, some more stuff so that we can board out like the scrolls. Even though like we've actually drawn one here. Would be good because they're just not doing it. They're not double blocking, so I don't know what's happening. Sure, we'll kill a 4. This we go, we get to at least trigger a bunch of things. I expect them to just Theosaur and kill us. Yeah, putting on all helicopters. Yeah, we're just dead. Well, that has been Abzan Legends. Had a couple of rough games on the back, but hey, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Peace.